And that's what happened. So the feeling that I have about the documentary, man, it was just old news. And they took a couple of with the footage from Puff from the days that's leading up him to get arrested, and the incidents with the people from the courts, the two people from the courts. So it was nothing new. It was put together pretty good, but it was nothing new that we didn't know. It is nothing new that we didn't know, bro. And they could have did a whole lot better. They could have got into the fact, if they was talking about they wasn't going to, they was going to spend some money on it and stuff like that. They could have got into the fact of who actually made that payment, because they put it all in the documentary. Who made that payment to get Tupac eliminated? If that was the payment that they had alluded to. So, like in the documentary, it's all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you watch it once, it don't get no second look. It don't get no second take. It ain't nothing like say, yo, I gotta go see that shit again. Nah, not at all. So let me be clear on this, brother, is that I was at City College. You understand? I was there. I was doing security. My team was supposed to have the outside. Puff came to me the day before we were supposed to do the job there and told me that Heavy D didn't want us to do the security outside. I had 18 men ready to do the security outside with my dogs, like I always do. People knew how we used to roll. We would have the pits, the Rockwallers, you understand? We had that outside locked up. So anybody try to bum rush, anybody do that, we had the gates, the whole 9 yards. So we could stop all that. You know how people gonna get down in Harlem. You understand? So, and then when you got LL Cool J, you got Mike Tyson coming through there, and they coming through the front door so people see them. So they gonna go crazy. LL was the hottest thing out at that time. Mike Tyson was the hottest thing out at that time. They got all kinds of stars and people in there already. They was coming through the back. They came through the front. And it caused the door to be bum rushed. But if they had the gates up, if they had the dogs, and with the help of the police, that shit would have never happened, bro. That shit would have never happened. I was there. I saw it. I saw Jessica run down the steps after she grabbed the money box because my man Eddie was protecting her. And Eddie's the one called me on the walkie-talkie and said, yo, Jessica just locked me in outside the gym, Gene. You couldn't go down the steps after they bum rushed the door. You understand? I had to run around the whole gym on the outside, around the gym, down the steps, run across the basketball court, and open the front door. When I opened that one door, because it pushed inside, people would start squeezing through that. Then I just kept doing the doors, and people was coming in there, falling dead, right out, just falling out right there. And once they got in there, they just fell out. It was crazy, bro. It was a crazy sight. So I was there, man. So I knew more than they would put down there in that documentary. You know what I'm saying? You even see me, when Puff is standing up right there, you see me down there trying to do CPR on somebody. And that was a 17-year-old kid that died, bro. That was a 17-year-old kid that died. I knew his brother. His brother was sitting there crying, talking about, my mama gonna kill me. This is the first time I ever took my little brother anywhere.
Terrible, man. Who do you put the blame on for that whole City College thing? Do you put it all on Diddy, or is it more people that played a part?
Well, I think Puff cutting security for the outside is a big part. Second of all, the college should have had their security there, and you didn't see none of the college security. And the college should have let the police department know that it was a function of that magnitude that was coming. So it's Diddy and the college and the security and the school.
To get into this documentary, man, because I want to get your point of view, man, and I want you to break it down. It's one part in here where Eric Sermon, he told a story about how he was in the car with Misa, and Diddy caught him in the car, and Diddy swung on him. You seen that part?
Well, Eric Sermon said that Puff swung on him and invited him, and he invited Puff to go around the corner. But a lot of people, Kirk Burrows told the story, and I told him, like, because we knew that had happened back in the day, that Puff was putting his hands on Misa. You know what I'm saying? I used to bodyguard Misa, brother. You understand what I'm saying? I used to bodyguard Misa. You know, after I started working for Puff and everything like that, I started working. Misa wanted to still be out. Misa still wanted to go to places. Misa still wanted to be out and about. So she said, Gene, would you look out for me? I said, Misa, you can't afford me. She said, Gene, it's only gonna be for a couple of hours when I go out and stuff like that. I know he's not gonna do nothing if he see me with you. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, all right, cool. All right, Misa. All right. So if I come out for a couple of hours and stuff like that, every time I come out, Misa, it'll be $200, $250 for a couple of hours just for you, Misa. So it was known that Puff had a hand problem, especially when it came to women that he dated. And it was surprisingly that he swung, and like Eric Sammons said, on him. You understand? And then went to listen to some music. That shit was crazy to me. So my whole thing about it is that the Eric Sermon shit, and then he went to listen to Juicy after Nick swung on him. That's some industry shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's some crazy industry shit. The whole thing about when he's talking about the Misa part being in his car and everything like that, and that was the part whereas that Puff was putting his hands on Misa, and he should have whooped his ass right then and there. You know, no matter if Misa was just in his car chilling or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She chilling with me. I'm responsible for that. I'm gonna be responsible for her. Do it some other time. I don't care if it's your girl or not. If she in my car right now, you understand, and she chilling with me, and she a friend, you ain't gonna put your hands on her and beat her like Puff was doing her. Nah, not at all. And I think that, you know, he should have took responsibility for that more so than he took responsibility of hearing a Biggie tape or Biggie music. You understand?
And speaking of Misa, how you heard about the comment she made about you today?
Bruh, I saw that today. Somebody sent me that shit today, man. And my whole thing about it is, Misa, how am I harassing you? I've never harassed you. I've always been a protector of you so far until now. You understand? For you to go and try to snake that whole situation and saying, I'm the reason why you being harassed. No, your ex is the reason why you being harassed. You understand? Your ex is the reason why your son is the way he is. You understand? You know what I'm saying? This is what happened, and I'm gonna let you know. Another YouTuber, one or two, came out and said that Justin is Wolf's father. I mean, Wolf is Justin's father. Another YouTuber came out and said that Wolf is Justin's father. Wolf is a former bodyguard of Bad Boy that was murdered by an associate with BMF. So now, I never said nothing, yay, nay, or whatever. Me and Puff is beefing. You understand? I'm not gonna come out and play Super Saver or anything. You understand? I ain't got nothing to do with it. I might allude to, maybe he is, maybe he ain't. He shoot motherfuckers in the studio. Wolf was that type of dude. So I didn't say nothing. But I know the difference. I know that he wasn't because they had a blood test. They had they did that paternity test and shit like that to prove that Justin was his son. Puff was mad the whole 9 yards because he had to pay Misa a large amount of child support, which he was starving her at first. He wasn't doing nothing for his son. That's why Suge Knight took that picture of Misa and Justin when he was hugging Misa, saying what the East Coast won't take care of, the West Coast will. You understand? I told everybody about that whole picture, and then everybody said I was lying and shit, and then somebody released Suge in the same clothes that he took that picture in, playing with Justin on the floor. You understand? So now, Misa is mad at me and upset with me because I didn't clarify that. You understand? It wasn't for me to clarify, Misa. I ain't harassed you not one time. I ain't harassed you when you owe me $750. I let it go. You've been having the money allegedly to pay me. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with MCM. You could have sent me a bag. You could have did anything to make it good. But you just said, F it. Now you being harassed by Gene Deal. Gene Deal ain't never harassed you, Misa. I used to save you because you was so afraid that when you was out here giving it up on both sides of the panties trying to feed your kids, that Puff was going to find out. You know what I'm saying? About them down south niggas. About them NOLA niggas. Should I go on? Being harassed? Come on, Misa. You could do better than that. You could do better than that, Misa. You know I ain't harass you. I ain't tell none of your secrets. I ain't say nothing about you. But you want to put it out there and play a victim It's it's Puff fault all this shit is happening with Justin. It's Puff fault all this shit is happening with you. You remember Misa? When he was mad over them NOLA niggas? Y'all know who them NOLA niggas is, them New Orleans niggas. I'm gonna leave it at that. Because I ain't gonna put that man business out like that. Oh, baby. Mm-mm-mm.